the show. I'm Tammy Crandall with Journey Venture Travel and Tours and Link Real Estate, and I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Rebecca Denise with Superior Storage and Link Real Estate.
And we are here to help you fill your bucket to live your most abundant life. And that varies for so many people. Sometimes it's about a new experience. Maybe you're traveling for the first time or having a different travel experience, buying a home for the first time. Or
Painting
maybe
a picture,
that's
pottery.
right. Yeah, writing
We
a book.
won't talk about Hawaii, but Hawaii.
Oh, we always talk about Hawaii. And at the same time, we all arrive at a point in our lives where we like to give back. And so we are so happy to have someone with us as a guest today. Her name is Deb Doherty, and she is with Show-DDS4Vets. So we're going to talk about them. Welcome, Deb.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you both for having me. This is great.
You are welcome. How can you tell us a little bit about how DDS4Vets got started and what is DDS4Vets overall?
So DDS4Vets is a resource center, and I wanted something where the veterans could go ahead and come, and whatever their needs were, we were able to go ahead and help them with that particular need, or we would know another organization that could help them. So we partnered up with some other organizations as well. Really gearing into PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started, my brother served, but when he got out, he had back injuries and had a couple of operations and was always in pain and went from prescriptions to street drugs. Depression. I had no idea what PTSD was. And today he's no longer with us because it goes again from prescription to street drugs and depression. It's just it's that ugly perfect storm. So then I went ahead and I ended up meeting Matt Gleeman. He was in the Navy, an injured diver, and paralyzed from the chest down. And he had Charlie Brown. So I was able to meet with him, and I thought, geez, why don't I go ahead and start raising funds and get fully working service dogs.
So for those who don't know, who's Charlie Brown?
Charlie Brown is Matt Gleeman's brown chocolate lab service dog, who is absolutely amazing, and had helped Matt the different tasks from just carrying a laundry basket or God forbid, Matt fall out of the wheelchair or out of bed. He helps them back into the wheelchair, helps them back in bed. PTSD, the nightmares. They're able to go ahead and wake Matt up or whoever it is up. So I took it a step further, looked into it. We're Christian based, and I will tell you this right now, this is not me. I'm just a servant, and I'm just serving because when God has a plan, He puts the people in front of you.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I've been mocked about that, and that's okay.
Passion project.
That is such the God's honest truth. So it was a safety festival thing at the Met Stadium. And that's where I ran into Mike Colton. And law enforcement, 37 years law enforcement, canine trainer. So he knew dogs.
Perfect.
And so when I met him at his booth and started talking, I said, I'd love to grab a cup of coffee with you. I want to learn more. So ever since then, he's been part of DDS4Vets. He's actually the president of DDS4Vets now. He has trained 5 of our dogs, and the dogs do everything. It's just incredible what he's been able to accomplish. Each dog is specifically trained for that veteran's needs.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just so cool.
It's just amazing, what's happening and how it's all opening up. You met the right people at the right time when you needed it.
Exactly.
And even just, to have the nightmares and be a veteran and have that comfort from a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe that dogs, they provide the comfort and they provide the human.
And it's a purpose.
Yeah.
True.
The guys come back, guys and gals come back. They need a purpose. And like Matt said from his own words, having Charlie Brown, it gave him a reason to get up out of bed.
Right. Yeah.
He had to because they still have to take care of the dog.
Right, and we all
The
want
dog's
to
got to
be
go out and do its
needed.
business, right?
Right. So, they're needed. It's, they want to do something.
Yeah.
So it really became a passion project.
It
for
really
you.
did.
Mhm.
And, you know, in real estate, as you know.
Sure.
And so it was a Marine, it was an Air Force gentleman that I met. He 45 years in the Air Force.
Wow.
And he looked just like Willie Nelson. He really did. The long hair, skinny. And his service dog was Sir Knight.
Okay.
Just a cool, jet black German Shepherd.
Nice.
And this dog, I don't want to mention the man's name I've always promised him that.
Reasons. Okay.
He was in intelligence and it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty well and deep. And, but he was buying his son a house, and his son trains dogs as well. And very fragile. And I talked to him about DDS4Vets.
Mm-hmm.
And he never smiled at anything. I was like intimidated by him, to be really honest. But I really liked him. He was just like a cool guy. And so he went ahead, and I was telling him about it, and he just kind of had this little smirk a little bit on his
Oh,
face.
sure.
And I go, I know. I said, I'm not trying to save the world. But, and I'll never forget it. He stood up, and he said, stand up now. Right now. And I was like, whoa.
Uh-oh.
So, so I stood up. We were in the conference room. And he looked right at me and he said, if you save one person, you succeeded.
Yeah.
He said, if you don't save anybody else but that one person, you
So-
succeeded.
That's true.
And that really meant, and he said to me, promise me you'll do this.
well, and they
So
don't,
that was a huge...
I got the
well, and they
goosebumps.
don't realize
That's
what a
insane.
lifesaver these dogs are to
Yeah.
these guys. I knew with one of the first dogs that you gave away, which I believe was, is it Keen? I don't remember the dog's
Oh, Kuno?
Kuno maybe.
Mhm.
And just the difference in the veteran themselves.
Oh, definitely. So we've given 5 dogs, and 2 of them are with the Marines that were injured in the Afghanistan exit, Abigail. All five contemplated suicide,
I'm sure.
and all 5 have told me if it wasn't for the dog, they wouldn't be here today.
Mm-hmm.
So that dog, again, gave them hope, but it also gave them passion. And speaking of hope, James' dog, our last recipient,
Mm-hmm.
he went ahead and his service dog actually name was Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
And he went up to Mike and said, can I ask a favor? Can I change the name?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, sure, what do you want? He said, hope.
Wow.
So Mike said, how come hope? And he said, because she gives me hope and I want to be here today.
Wow.
Oh.
So, and what we're really proud of is he's going through a lot. This one Marine, he's still enlisted.
Mm-hmm.
The major surgeries, one right after the other, and eventually he will be going blind. It's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just finishing out so he can get that full 20 years in.
Right.
Of course.
So he'll probably be wrapping it up at the end of this year. But he, and this is a huge step for DDS, Camp Pendleton, our dogs were approved.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
fantastic.
So he's able to have a dog with him.
Oh, perfect.
So some people, that's not much, but that's a major, major.
It's a big deal because he
You know,
needs
for
it
us.
and he wants it and he gets his 20 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
And everybody wants to feel needed
yeah,
and we all want hope.
of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course. So,
Perfect.
and we see such a difference from the very first time we meet them to
Mm-hmm.
when they have the dog, and it's like night and day.
Right.
It's like night and day. But Mike, this doesn't cost the veteran anything. So it takes about a year and a half to train the dog. But the
Amazing.
last 4 to 6 weeks, we bring in the particular recipient. Doesn't cost them anything. We put them up. Accommodations, food, transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And each of them, we go over the schedule, and you're going to be walking in Walmart or Publix.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am. No, we're not. Okay. Because see, they don't want to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right.
what it is, next thing you know, we take pictures of them walking through Walmart, walking through,
Right.
When
Publix.
in that state.
And and again,
Yeah.
PTSD is not. They're actually calling it PTS now because it's not a disorder. It's not a disease. People need to understand what they've been through And I've sat and I've heard the stories. If we saw what they saw, we wouldn't be right either. And I tell people that, and if you are, you really have serious
You really are
problems.
right to begin with.
You really do,
Yeah.
because the boys just, it's really sad. Nobody
Well,
should
it's a lot
be
to go through. I mean, I've listened to some of their stories too, and to be that person who has become the survivor of a unit that was exposed to an IED, I just can't even fathom how that could emotionally scar you.
Oh, it can.
Like, I mean, you can think that you have an idea, but you really don't know
Right.
the full emotional impact
Right.
that has on you as a human.
Right. Well, the idea that they're supposed to come back and integrate and go shopping at Walmart to get their meals when 24 hours ago, you know, they were in a war zone or they're injured and they've lost their unit. So I don't know how we could think that there has to be something. So
Oh, there has to be.
good job that you filled something. And
Right.
I mean, I've seen the dogs and it is just amazing how these dogs are just always right there
And it's
touching
bridging
them.
that gap. It's bridging that gap. But it's not just the dogs. You know, we have a wonderful, wonderful counselor, and the guys really actually love this counselor better than at the VA. And such a difference because she's tough. She's no nonsense, but they like that.
Right.
But she cares, and they have. I've yet to have one veteran say anything negative.
That's good.
She's
That's good to know.
just that fabulous, and we're just
So it's about extending those additional resources that they may need
Exactly.
as well. So
Exactly.
anything that the veteran needs. I mean, I know that, you know, the focus, the largest fundraiser you have every year is the gala.
Yep.
Right? So, you know, and that's because everything we've talked about, this stuff is not free.
No.
You know, somebody has to pay for
Right.
those things. It's a lot to care for a dog and train a dog in that 1 year's time, and then bring in that veteran, have them have a place to stay.
And that's why they're between 30 and 50,000,
Right.
because you know we are bringing them in, we are feeding them, they come in, but for Mike to train the dog. So we've had some people, well, why they can't be that expensive? I can get one for 12,000. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not the same. It's not. It's
And
not just servicing and the dogs. I mean, honestly, would you work for a year and a half, 724
Right.
for that type of money? I wouldn't.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
Well,
when
he's
you
giving
break it
back
down
his
that
part,
way.
too.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, the dogs are just not, you know, fetching a bone.
Exactly.
They're caring for them. They're supporting them.
Yep.
And especially, you know, like the gentleman that you said was paralyzed, you know, to have someone there to help you,
Yep.
it's got to be, you know, it makes you feel good, or grab the phone,
Yep.
or do something.
Yep.
It's
And
just
we're-
amazing.
And it's not just that, but we're hooked up with some great organizations. You know, Mike Durkee with Wounded Veterans Relief. They have issues with their teeth. You know, we send them to that dentist where he does it pro bono or very discounted. And then Wounded Veteran Relief, they pick it up. You know, we're giving back what we can, but we will never make up for what they went through.
No.
And the thing is that it's our turn to help them. And it's an honor. I mean, I look at it this way. It's such an honor, but also too, where we want them to know they're not alone, but we also want them to know that, you know, there's a loving God out there too.
Well, that's true.
And they're not alone.
And that they aren't.
You know, we help them through that faith. And, you know, some people say, oh yeah, religion and everything. Well, it's not a religion.
No.
You know,
No,
it's
it's a
somebody comes to.
relationship.
And I'll tell you, with and that's another thing. Everything that's happening today, I feel my heart really bleeds for all our veterans. Going back to World War II,
Of course.
you know, or World War I. They didn't fight and sacrifice for what's going on. And what kills me is you got these young people. They have no clue.
They don't
They have
understand the history.
No clue of what's going on.
Yeah, no.
And you see burning of the flag. No.
Shouldn't happen. Never
And
should happen.
So that causes
Yeah.
triggers as well.
Right.
Right.
Because you're sitting there, you might be missing a limb, and you're like, what did I do this for? I
It's
fought
true.
for
It's
this.
true.
So it's, and going back, and the reason why I was saying that is I firmly believe that if you don't believe in God, you may really want to, because we're all going to have that last breath.
Right.
And I about guarantee
Yeah.
you, on your last breath, you're either going to believe in God or you're going to know
Right.
there's Satan.
And
That's
God,
right.
And God wants us to serve our neighbor, so we should be serving them. I mean,
We
they
should.
served
We
us,
should.
so we can have
Yeah.
the freedom. We're lucky that we haven't had the destruction here, like maybe you see in some of the other countries. But there's no reason that we can't serve the veteran or
That's right.
anybody else.
That's right.
It's like opening the door for the person in the wheelchair because there is no button, and 4 people walk by.
It's just simple kindness.
Yeah, be
That's
kind.
all that it is, and it
Yeah.
costs you nothing.
And we should be kind to everybody. And then
Exactly.
I think that gets rid of, the discrimination.
Yep.
And, just be kind.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does.
No, exactly.
So tell us when the next gala is. We've got it
Yeah.
coming up, right?
So we always had it in October,
Yeah.
but this past October, 4 days later, was the hurricane. There were like 3 other galas that evening.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought, you know what, let's just push it out a few months. So now it's going to be the weekend of February 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Perfect.
So Friday night with we can't disclose who the VIP guest is. We're this far
Mhm.
from, but it's going to be big.
Nice.
Will be private invitation only for VIP. Saturday morning, I was so excited. Ray Cashcare, Navy SEAL, he had rescued Captain Phillips. We have boot camp with the Navy SEAls, and he's got like
Which
4 of
is
the
so
SEAls coming.
much
So
Yeah,
fun.
isn't that fun?
It's fun to watch. I would never be able to survive.
Oh,
Imagine
I
us
know.
trying to hold hands at the
Oh.
shore.
Yeah, well, that was
I
the challenge.
know.
That was
You
the
have
challenge,
seen it in
Jason
places
Bailey.
you never imagined
Oh,
for ways.
yeah, I know.
But we'll have that Saturday morning. Saturday night is the gala. That's going to be phenomenal. Like I said, I've got, we've actually got 2 really special guests that we're very close to solidifying. I have to say though, I'm thrilled. We've got Steve Layton. He's going to be our MC. He'll be part of the MC, but also to the live auction. Steve is just absolutely fabulous, and he's basically Brian Mass' right hand, so he's
Nice.
Very nice.
busy in DC as well. But great individual, just such a gentleman, but can really draw the attention, and he's just an awesome individual. And then Sunday morning we will have, Saturday night, that's a presentation. So we have a German Shepherd that's going to be given to a gal who really suffered, and she's been on national TV. It's a big story. Not going to disclose her name right now for her privacy, but we will be disclosing it. Her story is pretty amazing. Just a little bit of a Reader's Digest version. She was forced to take the COVID shot, the vaccine. Didn't want to take it, refused to take it, and it was then at that time under that administration you get kicked out. So this young girl, 20s, 3 heart attacks later, pacemaker.
Wow.
I have to have the other surgeries, and 4 doctors confirmed it was because of
The COVID shot.
that vaccine. So you never know when she's going to pass out. I mean, they're really trying to help
That's
her right
awful.
now.
It
So
really is
we're
just-
training the dog right now. Thank God. It went through, I think Mike's gone through about 5 dogs because he just knows whether a dog's going to work out or not.
Right.
So we finally have the dog. He's training. This gal is just absolutely fabulous. She's just such a great,
Such
such
a young girl too.
Oh yeah, and it's
Travesty,
amazing.
Her whole
Her
life now.
faith in God is just, she said, whatever reason this happened, but He has a plan for me.
Oh, absolutely.
So she calls herself a servant as well, so she'll be there.
That's good.
So, and then Sunday morning is coffee with the general, and then it's wrapped up. But it's a great weekend.
Amazing.
So we're really excited about it.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Now we have so much more
I know.
to talk about. We could talk about this
I know,
forever
I
and
know.
all day long. But we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back. Journaventure Travel and Tours, where it's about your journey, not just the destination. Picture a world full of amazing places yet to be discovered. Where do you begin? Whether your bucket list includes cruising in the Caribbean, exploring vast nature in Alaska, or experiencing exotic worldwide places, we're here to help you fill your bucket to live your most abundant life. Your journey begins from the moment you let go and let us handle the details for you. So call us today, Journaventure Travel and Tours, 772-882-3165.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Rebecca from Superior Storage and Link Real Estate. I'm with my co-host Tammy Crandell, and then we have Deb Doherty, and we were talking about DDS4Vets. So I just want to quickly remind everyone, the gala this year is February,
Right,
correct?
February 6th, 7th, and 8th.
February 6th, 7th, 8th. And if people wanted to get involved or hear more about it, should they call you? Should they go to the website? What do you recommend?
They can go ahead and call me or just go to the website or
Okay.
contact either of you.
Okay,
You both
perfect.
volunteer.
Perfect.
Yes.
So we'll put some things out on the website for that, so you'll have more information. So now we're going to switch gears to National Veterans Alliance,
Yes.
which you also created
Yes.
with your team. So tell us a little bit about that.
So, with DDS4Vets being a resource and then being in real estate since 1981, I want to do something more on the real estate end. And it was really disheartening when a veteran puts an offer on a home and a real estate agent says, no, my seller doesn't want to accept the offer. They want to do a VA loan. There's not enough skin in the game. And to be honest, I would be infuriated
Oh,
because
Yes,
it's like,
yeah. And I'm sorry for the eye rolling
Oh,
on the
no,
screen.
because I'm
That's
disgusted
but I'm
too. I can
sorry,
tell you,
but
yeah.
how much skin do you want in there?
Yeah.
And basically that seller,
Mhm.
that homeowner has no clue what the programs are.
Right.
True.
So that's a very lame excuse. So it's really their real estate agent.
No, it is.
So I thought,
True.
well, instead of being angry and frustrated, why don't I start educating everybody about it and just say, hey,
Yep.
listening more to like the stories and it was a passion of mine, but I'm hearing the stories.
Right.
Right.
They haven't heard the stories.
Mhm.
Right.
So in a way I had to again step back and let's just let them know. Let's give them more information.
Right. And listen, the information is key. I was a banker for 30 years, and even when I moved here, it drove me nuts that people say, well, we'll do a conventional loan and that's it. They think FHA or VA, but the VA loan
Mhm.
was meant for our veterans.
Mhm.
It was meant to give them the 100% financing. It's not a bad loan. It's a viable loan. They're completely qualified.
Right.
But the realtor is thinking, oh, it takes longer. Maybe
Right.
the appraisal's different.
Well, back in the day,
Oh, back
There
in the
back
was.
in the day,
back in the 80s.
it was, and
It took a
I
long
did
time.
mortgage brokering, so it was like, oh, but today they're seamless. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
The appraisals are not different.
they're not.
I will
FHA, all of it's
Argue
the
that
same.
all day long.
Yeah.
And I've had a client in the VA loan close in 17 days. It still goes back to the real estate agent
Mhm.
and the loan originator,
Mhm.
but also too that client, and the real estate agent has to educate the client. You give a clean package.
It's
you
easy.
give
You're
that
gonna be
clean
ready to
package to a
go.
lender. Guess what? It's going to
It's
go
done.
right through.
Mhm.
It's when you're missing this, missing that.
Right.
That's when it holds up.
Yeah, and then they just don't understand. But I think the idea is that they think that these are underqualified customers,
Right.
or the loan is for someone maybe with a very low score. That's not it. We're just giving
No.
them something because they served us, so let
That's
us
right.
serve them back.
They're not
And
given
they-
that certificate.
do-
They earned it.
Right.
Agreed.
And they should be able
Agreed.
to finance whatever they want. I mean,
Right.
they could have money. They
Yep.
just, why not exhaust 100%
Well,
financing?
why have to,
a
delve
better
into
rate.
any investment that you might have
Right.
things tied up in? It's not so much that they don't have cash monies, but why should they use that cash monies when they
get the
can
other.
Right, yeah.
utilize
Yeah.
Do
this
the
program that's
Yeah.
been provided to
Yeah.
them as a benefit of being the
Yeah.
veteran who has chosen to sacrifice their time with family
Yep.
and
Yep.
time here stateside and has put their lives in danger for the citizens of our country.
Oh, exactly. And you can have more than one VA loan.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You know, just that one has to be your primary.
That's right.
But you can go ahead and have that, turn that one primary, move into another home. That's my primary. Keep this house as an investment.
That's true.
You can do that
Right.
now. You couldn't do that before.
That's
Right.
true.
There's so many great perks to it, and you know, and it's again, it's educating them. Yesterday I just had we had standing room only, and it was great for an hour and a half, and it's just educating, and it was the real estate agents. Many of them were like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
didn't know that. So now we're able to go ahead and let's train them. Let's
Right.
teach them. You can go after your MRP and everything like that, but I'm sorry, what National Veterans Alliance, we teach more in depth
Right.
that MRP doesn't even,
Correct.
It's a surface
they don't
thing,
scrape
yeah.
the surface on it.
Mhm.
And I get that, yes, you have to go through MRP to get your certification if you want that.
Mhm.
But we have the program too. We're going to go ahead and do the training, but we also require you read 2 books.
Right.
You know, Karen Bond's, you know, Mother's Story. How can
Oh.
you help a veteran?
Yeah, and you have to
How can you help a
understand
veteran
it,
if you don't understand
Yeah.
what they're
especially
going
if they
through?
haven't had
You have
family
to go
in
to
it.
And I did read her book.
Yeah.
It was just heart-wrenching as
Yeah.
a mother.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
mother. It's like I had to
Yeah.
have a box of tissues set aside for the reading.
We're
alone.
told that many times, and a lot of times the people go ahead and read it. They're going on a trip, they're on a plane, and they're like, they got the tears coming
tears,
down
Yeah.
because it's heart-wrenching and it's heartfelt and it's again, you don't know what you don't know, but some
Right.
people are just so ignorant on it, and it's
Well,
extremely frustrating.
I think
It
some
is.
realtors and possibly maybe the bankers, they become transactional, and it's not
It's just another
transactional.
number, right?
Right.
That's
It's,
right.
it's building a relationship.
Right,
It's servicing that customer if it's a VA or not
Yes.
today and
Mhm.
tomorrow.
right.
On the banking side, sometimes hopefully they're not chasing where you can make a little bit more money on a conventional or an FHA loan.
But that does happen.
It
See,
does
a lot of
happen.
times,
And then so they,
and like
they
I said,
steer them this way.
exactly. And like I said yesterday when we were training, and I said, look, when you help people, I promise you it'll come back. 1,000
Yeah,
times,
it
I will
does.
promise you it'll come back. But when you are thinking about that commission check only,
Yep.
do yourself a favor, give that veteran to someone else that really cares. Because I'm sorry, they don't deserve that.
Yeah.
But also too, we also train on the triggers. Make sure maybe at that open house there's too many people in the house.
Mhm.
Maybe there's
Yeah.
too many people in there. You might have to repeat things over
Mhm.
because they're listening to you, but guess what? Their mind is somewhere else. I mean, how many times are we like that? We're listening to people, but we're like,
Or
okay,
wandering.
this
Over
is-
here, yeah.
we're human. Okay, it happens. When you take them out to lunch,
Yeah.
make sure that you leave that. Don't sit down at the table first. Leave that seat there where they can see that door. They want to know where all the exit doors are.
Right.
That's right.
That it's just plain
They were
courtesy.
conditioned so different to be in the service
Exactly.
and then to integrate back. We got to show kindness.
Well, and
Yeah.
that transition out of that is not easy for
No.
them either. And, when they're relocating, I mean, it could, this is where this is very helpful too with the National Veterans Alliance, is because they may be moving around more often
They
than the
are.
next person.
We need to know. So, like National Veterans Alliance is a relocation for veterans, active military, and first responders. We're in all 50 states, so it doesn't matter where they're moving, where they're going. They're going to be able to give a call. I already have members, and they have to go through a training as well,
Mhm.
and then we'll refer them out. We're not a lead company. We are not a lead company. We are looking to increase our name, so National Veterans Alliance is a household name. Like, oh, I'm transferring. Let me call National Veterans Alliance.
Right.
We're going to make sure that the title company, you're hooked up with the right insurance, you're hooked up with the right house. Things that are very important. If they have kids, where's the school at? That's pretty much for everybody. But
Right.
guess what? How about the VA hospital? How about the VA clinics? You want to make sure where are they located.
Give
Those are the
access.
things that, as a veteran, they want to know. For you and I, we don't use those
Right.
Mhm.
services.
Even
so we don't.
transportation and things of that nature they may need too.
Exactly. They may not be able to drive.
Mhm.
So what transportation is around there?
Right.
What counseling is around there. The nice part about National Veterans Alliance is that when they go through NVA,
Mhm.
we now they're going to be helped by DDS4Vets.
Right.
So we're never going to just sell the house and then let it go. Now, one thing with the house too that people have to remember, Lennar or maybe Del Webb, they give a house.
Mhm.
There's a lot of rah-rah. And they have all this attention and oh, then guess what? It's all over and you're
See ya.
sitting in your house.
Uh-huh.
Well, and their mind starts going.
Yeah.
That's where DDS comes in.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
gonna
because
help
then
you.
the service
'cause they're
doesn't
by.
stop. It's the
Correct.
service to give
Right.
back
Right.
for the service they in turn have already
Right.
provided.
Because what else do they need? We also too, we train the real estate agent, listen to different things. And as they're talking, oh, you know what? I've got a solution for you. I've got this person I can refer to you.
Right.
Oh, well, you mentioned this, and this. Guess what? I've got this person over here that can help you. What else can I do for you?
Right.
Learn because they don't like to ask for help. So you need to really listen and hear what they're saying.
And that's the benefit of a realtor or a banker, making relationships with everyone. So now we have all the partners on demand to help you versus saying, here's your keys, good luck. You want to be a resource, especially if they have to have repairs or something's needed.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's where we could jump in, with like the link system that we have at
Oh
Link
yeah.
Real Estate.
Well, we have
We
Link
have.
Military.
Right.
That's right.
We have
yeah,
Link
like
Military, so it's
now.
National Veterans Alliance, and yes, I have to hang my license somewhere.
Right.
So yes, I hang it with Link, and now we have the Link Military, and I want to really put a plug in for Link too. We're all
Yep, we're all
Yeah, we're all
agents,
part
of
of Link.
Link, but I will tell you, I was with two other companies that promised me, oh, National Veterans Alliance, you can do anything, you can do this, this, and this. And as soon as I signed on the dotted line and I went in, well, no, you can't do this, this, and this. Okay, thank you very much, goodbye.
Right.
Steve Banziak and Jason Yarborough, they are amazing and they are very community oriented and they
Yes,
were
they are.
smart. They were so smart because they're not the big box real estate company. So,
Right.
when you go in there and you want to do a certain activity or a certain event, if it makes sense and obviously is compliant, go for it.
Right.
You don't have to, I gotta check with corporate, and then I have to
Yeah.
do this, and then I have to do that. There's none of that. But to be with a couple guys that are truly, truly embedded with the community, how can we help? What can we do to help
Well,
you?
and they're genuine.
That's what we're looking at.
And they're genuine. They are
yes.
genuine
yeah,
you
and
both know
are
that.
genuinely supportive of
Yeah.
what we do as
Well, I think
agents with
it
Link.
goes down to integrity. I mean, you're going to either be one type of person or another.
That's
So
right.
if we're not serving, and if we don't have faith, then we don't have the integrity, and we're willing to get our hands dirty,
Mhm.
we should be helping all people.
Yeah.
But I think the National Veteran Alliance and the Link Military, what great resources.
Right.
So they always know they're not alone. No one's leaving them. They could come in and stop and see us.
Yeah.
So
And I
it's
love the
hats
name
off.
Link. I mean,
Yeah,
how
yeah. We're
that-
linked to everything.
that was brilliant.
Yeah,
they're
that
linked
was.
to DDS. They're linked to the New York Mets.
Yep.
They're linked to St. Lucie Mets. They're linked to DDS4Vets. They're linked
Yeah.
into United Against Poverty. I mean, they're
right.
just. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
and listen, we
Yeah.
do want to be the link. We want to make everybody's life as good as we can.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
And
you
it's
know,
just
so,
we're here to
and we're
serve.
honored to be doing that. Really.
Well,
Yeah.
and it fits right in line with what we say
Yeah.
about what we do here on this show.
Yeah.
That we use the hashtag no boxes. That's not by accident,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because we don't like to place our clients or the people that we
Yeah.
are in touch with into a set box of
I mean,
guidelines.
that is so true.
Everybody is an individual. They've got individual
Yeah.
needs,
Yeah.
wants,
It's a
and
unique
desires, and
story
so
and
that's our
everything.
goal.
And
Yeah.
one thing I want to mention too, and we appreciate you with your travel company
Oh,
and
you're welcome.
and being able to help DDS4Vets and getting our guys here. You handle
sure.
all the travel, you handle the flights, you handle
Yeah.
the accommodations, transportation,
Yes.
and it really makes it great. And even for National Veterans Alliance, when we have these veterans that are coming in, St. Lucie County is especially where we are out by the tradition area is growing so rapidly. And I will tell
Amazing.
you, we have so many veterans that are heading this way. And now, to be honest, with everything that's happening in New York, I'm going to tell you something. We have a lot of New Yorkers that are coming here
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
sure.
So, and that's the thing, is that we have an opportunity to really be able to help them. And, you know, and again, with your travel company, it's
Yeah, we
just,
can do
we
that.
so
That's
appreciate you. We all have to give great service to everybody, but to me, when it's at veterans, we're just
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
It should be the top.
They got a
Yeah,
soft
yeah.
spot. They got a soft spot. in there
Exactly.
for them. So
Well, listen, we would not be sitting here if it wasn't for everything they did.
well, that's true.
For us.
exactly.
And we wouldn't
And
have
we
the freedom
can't
to do
even
the things that we
comprehend it. You
do.
know, we could
No.
see stuff on the news when we were pulling out of Afghanistan that you just can't even comprehend.
That's right.
But when you see the soldier, you know, when I went to the
Yeah.
gala event and you see him with the dog, you could see that there's a love and respect and a little bit of relief because someone's with that soldier.
Well, and we want to make
Yeah.
sure with this show specifically that we bring attention to DDS4Vets, that we bring attention to National Veterans Alliance. So, you know, as we wrap this up, and I say this every time,
Yeah.
this time that we spend with guests goes by so fast.
It
Super
does.
fast.
And so if someone wants to reach you or needs information, what is their best way to do that?
Their best way is to go to their website, and then under contact, and all my information is there.
Okay, so you go to DDS4,
Vets
the number
.org.
4, vets.org. And if you want some information in regards to National Veterans Alliance, you can also go literally to nationalveteransalliance.com.
Correct.
You know, and you actually, if you visited DDS4Vets first, there's a link.
Right.
into
Yeah, there's
NVA.
a link. It's vice versa.
Yeah,
You go to
going back
National
and
Veterans
forth.
Alliance, and then DDS is on there as well.
Yeah,
It's
so-
very easy to get in touch with us, and
Yeah.
7 days a week.
So one holds hands with the other. That's
That's right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Deb,
you
for
guys
joining
for
us.
having me. I really appreciate
We'll
it.
have you on again. We'll talk about things
Yeah.
another time. We would love
Yeah,
that.
I can
Yeah.
bring up. We can go into
Bring different
specifics.
guests.
Absolutely.
Meet your team.
I'd like
Alright.
to. What I'd like to do is bring in our dog trainer.
Perfect.
That would be awesome, Michael
That would be
Fulton.
awesome.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you all for joining
Yes,
us.
thank you. Be kind, everyone.
We'll see you next time.